episode, we'll be talking about persevering in your purpose. We will focus on the importance of what? Perseverance as you pursue your purpose. Because the need for perseverance is essential. Because challenges will arise. Write down the need for perseverance. It means that challenges will arise. So you are going to need the spirit of perseverance. Walking in purpose doesn't mean there won't be obstacles. And remember, obstacles come for us to grow. Obstacles or trials are not obstacles, but the opportunities for growth and what? Inspiration and transformation. That is why the Bible says, consider it all joy when you face many trials. For what improves or brings out the character, which what brings about perseverance. So we consider the story of Joseph, who faced betrayal, imprisonment, and yet remained faithful in his purpose. Like I was saying before in the previous episode, when Joseph had the dream that his brothers and everybody was bound down to him, he did not see the part where he would be betrayed, where he would go to prison, or where he would be in prison, and then where he would what? Go through all these kind of trials. So when God gives you purpose, do not take the challenges factor out. That one day you will encounter challenges. It does not mean you should turn back or give up, but rather you must persevere. That is why the need for perseverance is important on this episode. Because when Joseph had a dream, he did not see in anywhere that he was going to go through trials. He only saw the sweet dream, which he saw everybody bowing down to. But don't forget that challenges are there to help you to bring out character. Because when Joseph was imprisoned, he was able to overcome bitterness. He was being prepared and he was being taught how to interpret dreams. Because whilst he was in prison, other counselors of Pharaoh was also in prison. So whilst they were there, they also had dreams. And I can tell you that God purposely orchestrated these things so that Joseph could what? Learn how to interpret dream for that particular day. For that day that he will outshine or come out as what? Come into his purpose. So when those counselors was also arrested, they all had dreams and he interpreted them. Because that was his what? His purpose. That was his gift. That was his talent. And they did not bury them because of betrayal. Because if he had followed the betrayal, he wouldn't have interpreted that dream. So they wouldn't have known that he was a dream what? Interpreter. So when you're going through the phase of trials and betrayals and challenges in life, do not let it destroy you by bringing you to a place of bitterness, or it creates barrier when you allow bitterness to enter you because of what people or what the trials have caused in your life. So whilst Joseph was in the prison, he interpreted the dreams that those counselors were there with him had. And one of them dream was that he saw himself what? In a dream where he will be released the next 3 days. So Joseph told him that what? In the next 3 days, this is what your dream means. You'll be what? You'll be out of this place. But when you get out of this place, remember me. The funny thing about life is, sometimes you help people and they forget you. They've not forgotten you. A time is coming when they will remember you. A time is coming, they will remember you. Because there is time appointed for everything in life. As Ecclesiastes says, there is time for everything in life. There is time for every single thing in life. So when the counselor left the prison, it took him 3 years. So walking in your purpose can tarry. The vision may tarry. It may take time, but it will still be what? Fulfilled. So when you walk in your purpose, remember that challenges will come, but when challenges come, the need for perseverance would help you what? Overcome them. So when Joseph was in prison, he was mastering how to what? Interpret dreams. He was rehearsing how to what? Interpret dreams. until the third year came when God let Pharaoh have that dream that none of his magicians or his counselors could explain that dream. Which means that in God's perfect plan, he finishes before he starts. So whilst you're walking in trials and facing challenges in your purpose, do not fear, for he is with you. Do not fear. Do not be dismayed. He is your God and he knows what he's doing. Like I said in earlier episodes, he said what he knows the plans he has for you, a better end and a better future. So whilst you're working, the trials are just there to prepare you, to refine you, to shape your character. Because the place you are going, you will need to delete bitterness. You will need to learn how to forgive. You will need to learn how to be patient. You will need to learn how to wait. Because waiting is very difficult. So if you are an impatient person, sometimes God will take you through a process for you to overcome that weakness. If you are somebody who easily gets upset, you're quick-tempered, God will take you through a process where you'll be able to what? Delete that weakness or overcome that weakness. If you are somebody who has whatever problem you have, remember that God will take you through trials or problems that will refine you and shape you. And like gold, you come out beautiful. You come out with great character. So the need for perseverance on this episode is very important. So whilst Joseph was interpreting dreams and learning to overcome his weakness, his bitterness, learning to forgive what betrayals he has faced by his own brothers. And I tell you, it's not easy. I know there are things that you're facing in life that it's very terrible when you look at, especially when you look at who or how they did it to you, how they conspire to bring you down, or who betrayed you. Sometimes the betrayer is not painful or hurtful than when you find out who did it. But it doesn't matter. They are playing their role for all to work together for your own good. So learn to forgive people. Because sometimes when people reject you or betray you, they push you into your purpose unknowingly. That is why sometimes people can even pick an image of someone trying to tarnish their person's image. Rather, they will be promoting the person, or they will be putting the person out there that somebody may see the person and will not see the image you are tarnishing, but rather see the person for another purpose. So do not worry when you walk in trials and you face challenges, because the need for perseverance on this episode, you will need it. Finally, when Joseph period came, he had what? Mastered the skill of what? Interpreting dreams. Because he did not allow the betrayal, the prison, or the things or the trials that he went through to block him from becoming or from being the purpose he's supposed to work in. So finally, Pharaoh had a dream that none of his magicians or his counselors could explain. That was when that counselor remembered that while he was arrested, there was a guy called Joseph who could interpret dreams. So a time is coming, beloved. The breakthrough is coming. The miracle is coming. The change that you are looking for is coming. That elevation that you are looking for is coming. That dream that you dreamed for so long, a time is coming. That is coming. That one person that has forgotten you will remember you, and that time is coming. God will put it in their heart and they will remember you. It is not by your strength. It's not by your might, but by the Spirit of the living God. By his orchestrations, he will cause them to remember you. So when the time comes, nobody can stop what God has prepared for you, because nothing could stop what God had planned for Joseph, for his purpose. After walking in challenges and walking in trials and being imprisoned, it did not stop him. So in God's perfect orchestrations, in his wisdom and his counsel, he made Pharaoh had a dream, but none of these magicians, it's not like they've not explained or interpreted the dreams before. They have done it previously, but this particular one was purposely prepared for Joseph. So there will come to a place, there will come to a time, if you go through your process, that there will be an opportunity that nobody can do that thing except you. So, beloved, I don't know what you are working on. I don't know what you are doing. I don't know where you find yourself. But it is important that you continue to prepare and walk through the phase of trial, because maybe you are being prepared for an opportunity or a particular moment or period that only you can play that role, or would be able to use your gift to what? Bring out the purpose God has for you. So there comes the time when Pharaoh calls Joseph. They brought him from prison. And then Pharaoh told him his dream. But remember, like I told you, prayer is important. When Pharaoh told Joseph the dream, Joseph did not come out and say, hey, blah, blah. He quickly, within himself, prayed and seek God's guidance and counsel on how to interpret the dream. So no matter how skillful you become as you go through your process and master your skill, do not depend on your skill or your talent. Even though you are very good at it, always remember to seek God first. No matter the place, not only pastors, speakers, but wherever you find yourself, being an engineer, doctor, being a teacher, being a professor, being a nurse, being anything that you do, an inventor or banker, anywhere you find yourself, any purpose that you are given, if it is your true purpose, always seek God's guidance. No matter how skillful you are, how best or how experienced you come, always seek God first. Because when you seek God, He will guide you and He will order your steps. So quickly, Joseph prayed within himself that God help me to interpret this dream. So while he interpreted the dream, Pharaoh had no choice or option than to put him in charge. Because this is your skill, and a time has come for you to exhibit it. So what if Joseph allowed bitterness or unforgiveness block him or stop him from coming to this place? Because if he had not interpreted the dream while he was in prison, then the counselor would not have known that he's a dream interpreter. So no matter where you find yourself, please, whether you are upset or whether you are troubled or whether you are walking through the place of storms in life, feel free to exhibit your talents by letting God guide you. Because you may not know who is around you, who is there that would be that one person that will remember you when the time comes. Because there's time for everything. So that your gift, that your purpose, as you figure it out by following these steps, remember that challenges will come and you're going to need perseverance. So I want to quickly close on this episode. But before that, remember that you need a biblical reference. You need to always engage in reading your manual, which is what? The Bible. But before I go, I want you to remember that after the challenges, Joseph became what? The second in command. Married a beautiful daughter and had a beautiful life. And remember that the famine came and his brothers came. So when people leave you in place or in the face of trial, don't worry. A time is coming, they will come back. But they're not coming back for you to show off. They are coming back for the purpose of God to be what? Fulfilled. So when you end up in high places, do not let your anger or your bitterness cause you to cause harm to people. Forgive people who have betrayed you, who have caused you pain. Because it is the pain, it is the trial, it is the obstacles that have brought you to where you find yourself. So it is important to let go and let God deal with it and walk in your purpose with what? Perseverance. So the next thing to do, as I said, is what? To always engage in reading your Bible, reading your manual. Because we are encouraged that what? Let us not be weary in doing good. For at proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That is Galatians 6:9. At the proper time, we will what? Reap a harvest if we do not give up. So Joseph did not give up. He ended up what? Reaping his harvest. So beloved, you will reap your harvest. I say you will reap your harvest. Tell yourself that me, Jason, I will reap my harvest. Because a time is coming when the challenges will be over. When the trials will come to a stop. When my preparation period will come. When my waiting period will come to an end. And I will enter into the place of what? Harvest. Tell yourself my harvest time is coming. My harvest time is coming. So Bible says in Galatians 6:9 that what? A time will come when you reap your harvest. So engage in Bible reading because it gives you the motivation and the power and the know-how. Number 3, write down cultivating a resilient spirit. If you cultivate a resilient spirit, Joseph had that spirit. That is why he did not give up. That is why he did not allow bitterness to overwhelm him, to stop him from what? Being or walking in his purpose. Stay rooted in faith. No matter what, continually seek God through every trial you go through, and God's strength will walk you through what? Every trial. By what? Reading the Bible, seeking God. God will give you strength to overcome your challenges. You need strength. You need strength because challenges will come. Because even Jesus faced his own challenges by having to be on the cross, being crucified, going through an immense and an unimaginable pain for you and I to be saved, to have salvation. So everybody will carry his cross. So like I'm saying, you are going to need strength, and that strength will not come from this world. It will come from above. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So it is important to always what? Ask for strength from God. Seek God's strength and guidance. Because it says, let the weak say, I am strong. So as you cultivate a resilient spirit, stay rooted in faith, stay steadfast. No matter the situation, no matter the obstacle, no matter the trial, do not give up. Do not bury your talents. Be like the 7 with the 5 talent and the other with the 2 talent that yielded results with their talents. Because our master will come, and the time is coming when we will be questioned or asked to give an account for what we did with our purpose or what we did with our talent. So it is important not for you to bury your talents because of fear, because things are not in place. Beloved, you will never be ready if you are waiting to be ready. And all the things will not be in place for you to start. You just need to take the first step. You just need to take the first step. Once you take the first step, God will meet you halfway and everything will work uniformly. Because when you take the first step, God will come meet you and it will become like an interwoven thing. Together you move. Together you move. Because He assured you that He will supply all your needs according to His glorious riches. Which means all you need to do is take action by taking the first step. So as I close on this episode, I want to talk to you about the last thing that you need to do. Is what? Celebrate small victories. It is important that what? You acknowledge your progress that you make along the way. Because if you celebrate the small steps you are taking, it becomes a testament for your faith and your perseverance. So I want you to take a moment and acknowledge and celebrate the progress you are making or you make along the way. Each small victory is a small step or testament to your faith and perseverance. No matter how insignificant it may look or it may seem, remember that every step is a building block in your journey toward your purpose and fulfillment. Beloved, celebrate small victories. And as you celebrate small victories, do not go compare yourself with someone who has gone through all the phases and they are celebrating bigger victory. Remember, there is time for everything. That is why Joseph had to go through his own time. And when the time came for him to celebrate the bigger victory, he became the second in command and he became the boss and everything was given to him. So celebrate small victory and keep going on, because the time is coming when you also what? Celebrate the bigger victories. So as we close on this episode, beloved, I want you to remember that you are here for a purpose and you must walk in that purpose. Because when we pass on here and transition to the next phase of life, we will be questioned with our time, with our talent, with our gifts, with our moments here. So God gives everyone opportunity to become or to walk in their purpose. So as you follow these steps, the next thing to do is reflect on God's promises. Because God promises us that He will be there with us. He will not leave us. He will strengthen us and uphold us with His righteous right hand. Beloved, Remember that you are here for a purpose. And everything in life is for a reason and for a purpose. Even the people you meet is for a purpose. Even the locations and the places you find yourself is for a purpose. Beloved, as I close on this episode, remember that you are on greater, where great meets grace with Jason. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share your thoughts on how you overcame your challenges. You may be touching someone's life. Until next time, stay blessed and God bless you, beloved. Remember to walk in your purpose. God be with you. Bye-bye.